So, microsite profit review video number 2. How are you? So, earlier this week, there was a webinar that Starling and Jay, the creators of Internet Business Mastery, and also most recently, microsite profits that they did, and it went pretty well. At least I think it went pretty well. There's a lot of people on the call. It went a very good amount of time, and there were a lot of good questions that were asked. And I also had something that I wanted to take away, that I took away from it, that was most profounding to me. But anyways, it pretty much, they just answered a lot of questions, and they did a layout of things how they thought the program was supposed to be run, and things that they liked that the academy was doing already, even though only module 1 had been out. So things like, they have a Facebook group, and that Facebook group is very, very interactive, which is cool because I also participate in it, and it just keeps me motivated to keep doing what I'm doing. So I'm a big fan of that also. So yeah, it was lots of good questions, but nothing epiphany producing, if I could say, simply because if I know you see my last video, and in my last video, we had only module 1 was out. Like, module 2 just came out after the video, after the webinar. That's when module 2 is released. So module 2 just came out, and there's, I believe, 8 modules in total. So there wasn't much. The questions that were being asked were more beginner level questions. Not to say that I'm almighty and I already know everything, but a lot of questions that were being asked, I wasn't having problems with. Or if you had gone through module 1, then you'd be able to pretty much answer those questions for the people who were asking them. So that was a pretty good feeling. I do look forward to these webinars getting a little bit more information intense for people. So my assumption is that module 1 is going to bring everyone who's asking those questions up to date, and then as we progress through module 2 and then 3 and things like that, the level of beginnership in these calls will soon dwindle down. So that's it. The webinar was pretty cool. And one thing I did like about it is that after a while they put it up on. If you go to the VIP section, if you did pay a little bit more to have them as, if you want for the $49 package, like what I did, then you will be given an option to go in and look at all the downloadings. And like I said, there was a lot. Starling and Jay spent a decent amount of time with us. So that was pretty awesome. And they spent, I think, about 2 hours, roughly, a little bit more or less, 2 hours. So this is the one coaching call that I'm talking about now, and it was broken down into 3 parts because it was so long. I'm pretty sure each one of these is a good 30 to 45 minute video. But that's pretty cool, that they spend that much time with people I've already given them my money. They've already made my money, so they didn't even have to do this, but it was pretty cool to have that. And then I did ask a question. I asked a question. I felt really cool when I heard my question being asked and answered in such a caring way. if you guys get what I mean. But yeah, my biggest takeaway was how much a question that was asked. My biggest takeaway for tonight was a question that was asked on how much each site is gonna make you. And Sterling and Jay's response were that it varies on how much time you put into it. But on average, you should, starting off, you should be making about $10 per niche website. And that kind of threw me for a loop because I had to go here and put this little spreadsheet up. So $10 per website means that you'd have to make 60 sites to make. My goal is 500, right? You know that my goal is 500. So if I were to run it at $10 per site, then that would mean that in order to reach my my 500 target goal, then I'd have to have 50 sites. So 50 sites in 50 sites in 3 months, 6 months, I'm sorry, 6 months. No, it's 3 months. Means that I have to make like roughly 13 sites a month. 13 sites a month correlates to about 3 sites a week. So, I mean, it's not bad. And then considering that for each site, only thing I'm going to be paying for is roughly, let me $12 for the domain name plus say $20 for art. No, not even 20 bucks. $15 for articles, I'm guessing. For a grand total. Let me double check. So if you're doing 4 times $17 for plus 12, probably like 30 bucks per site. Alright, so we have 50 sites times 30. So we have the 50 sites times 30 bucks means $1,500 minus $50. So I'll break even in 3 months. I think that's like, and that's just not cutting it for me. So I want my sites to make 30 bucks. So I break even in 1 month. That's what my goal is. And then also if I do 30 sites, then I don't have to worry. Then it's not going to take me 50 sites to make 500. It'll only take me roughly 20. And then I'll break even in 2 months. You know? So that's what I'm going to go for. So what that means that I'm going to have to do is write more articles and have more pages on my site. So right now I'm running them at about five articles, 5 pieces of content on my niche sites. And if 5 is going to give me 10, and I think I'm going to start running it at 15. And then I'm also going to mess around and see if I spend more time getting links, is that the more high leveraged activity to invest my time in, or should I invest in content creation? Is there a medium in between them that I should be balancing? So those are the questions that I personally have and that I have to figure out on my own. But then again, I just only finished module 1, so there's like 7 more modules for me to go through. So I don't even know. I'm just coming up with my own thesis at this moment, and we're gonna test it as things progress. So yeah, that's what I took away the most. It's like, whoa, only $10. I feel like that's a little bit little. I know, you can multiply that if you have 1,000 websites. You're definitely going to be living a decent lifestyle. But I feel like at least these websites should help me break even in 2 months. So if I spend $30 on a website, it should make at least 40 bucks, so that by month 2 I am solid and good to go. That's just me. So I want my websites to make anywhere from 15 to 30 bucks. That's what we're gonna go for, and not 10. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go for. That's what you should watch and see me obtain, so that when you go to do it yourself, you are also gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna set my goals to 15 like a boss. But yeah, this video is going over, and I don't want it to be as long as Starling and Jay's coaching call. So I'm going to cut it off here, and I will talk to you later. So stay tuned.